As always, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So this is Micah chapter 2, verse 10, and it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." And this is a message to the nation of Israel, you so-called Mexicans, Hispanics, calling yourselves Colombians, Dominicans, you so-called Negroes, you so-called African Americans, you so-called Caribbean people, calling yourselves Jamaican, Trinidadians, whatever it may be. You are Israelites, and the so-called Native Americans as well, the natives of the lands. Okay? This message is to you, but ultimately only the elect is going to take heed to this message, because the 2/3 of our people, which are the ones, the remnant, the remnant that's gonna, well, not the remnant, well, the majority of our people, the huge chunk of our people that are going to be destroyed are the 2/3, and you're not going to take heed to this message. Why? Because you have a mindset of, this is it, this is the only life we have, live it up. You're content with living amongst the middle class of Esau. You feel like you made it. Your children play with them at parks. They can ride around on bikes safely, freely. That illusion, that everything is all right, this is life. You people have that type of mindset, that this is it, and this is not it for you. This is Esau's kingdom. This is Esau's heaven. Okay? But no matter how successful you, Jake, might feel you are, or no matter how much success you've achieved on this side, there is the curses. You can't escape the curses, right? You're still going to face the curses. Even the celebrities, the LeBron Jameses and the Chris Browns, the Rihannas, you name it, on down. All of these wicked ass Israelites, that you look up to and you want to be like. We all go through the curses, no matter how much money you have in your bank account. So the mindset is not to rest here, because this is not our rest. That's what the message is saying. That's what that's what the verse is saying, man. Arise, get up. Remove that type of mindset. That you only live once mindset. This is it. Live it up while you can. Get all you can. Because this is the only life we have. Because they have their hope and dreams in this world, and not in Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, because they ultimately don't know Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, which is Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God. His true name is Yahweh, right? And his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai. And those are the powers that we call onto, and those are the only names through which you'll receive salvation. Okay? But again, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted." Yes, it's filthy. This world is a filthy world, man. It will corrupt you, right? It's corrupt with all kind of abomination. The alphabet gang has infiltrated the whole earth and polluted it. Trying to brainwash the children into believing that there are more than two genders. Okay? Protecting PDF files. Right? And that's just that's just a small portion of the pollution, man. The food is polluted. The food is abominable. They mix abominable food into lawful food, man. The scripture speaks about us eating our food defiled amongst the Gentiles, roughly paraphrasing, right? So this is not our rest. This is not living, man. We use toothpaste, and God knows, Yahweh alone knows what's truly in these products that we use, man. We can't live. This is just not living, man. I'm trying to find the words, but the truth is we're not living. But Jake has a mindset like, this is it. This is all I have. Because really and truly, that's all they have. Because they will never arise and depart under the sun, under this time, under this go around. In this go around, they're gonna stay bugged out, and they're not gonna wake up. But the elect, as the scripture speaks about the elect obtaining the messages, obtaining the light, obtaining the truth, obtaining the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the spirit of truth, ultimately. The elect will not be deceived. The elect will arise and depart, right? Because this is a polluted world, man. Babylon the Great has polluted everything, right? So we are to have that mindset that this is not our kingdom, and this is Esau's kingdom. This is Esau's rest, right? And we are to depart from any mindset that supports being comfortable, in this time, right? And it says, it shall destroy you, even a sore destruction, right? Because if you obliviously continue living in this world, especially if you're in this truth, man, and you have one foot in and one foot out, it's gonna destroy you. You can't serve two masters, because either you're gonna love one and hate the other. Thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we have people that think they can do certain things without Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's approval. Don't get me wrong, if the Lord puts you in certain positions, or puts you in a certain position, you pray and you see what you're supposed to gain from it, and that's it. But your mindset shouldn't be to prosper in this world. For example, IUIC, they're treading lightly, very lightly. They need to tread lightly. Sorry, they're walking on a thin line, because how they operate, it's like a one foot in, one foot out type of thing. This family, happy Israelite family type of thing vibe that they push, and that's bullshit. That's not having the mindset of arising and departing. That's just putting an Israelite flavor on Esau's bullshit life, bullshit world, I should say. That's what they are doing. They are comfortable playing Israelites, because that's what they're really doing, even though they are Israelites. But they're living a deluded life, because this is not our kingdom, this is not our rest. But they are living a certain type of life, that is as I said, it's deluded. It's not real. It's it's like playing dress up in a way. All the garments that they wear, and the pictures that they post on social media, it's all fake. I'm not saying that it's wicked to practice our customs. No, we're supposed to. We do everything to the best of our ability. But putting on this image, oh yeah, this is it. This is, like we're in the kingdom, and having their congregation push that energy. It's kind of bugged out, man. It is.